You're tuning in to Better Life Connection, airing every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on the Better Life Now YouTube channel. Hey everyone. Welcome to Better Life Now. I'm so excited to have you here for the very first official episode of this podcast. If you watched the intro video last week, you already know, I was once lost, struggling to figure out how to make my life better. And now, I want to share with you everything I've learned along the way. Today, we're going to talk about something I truly believe is the key to life-changing growth. Small steps that take you far. This isn't just some cliché advice or a distant theory. This is a real story from my toughest days, along with simple, practical tips that anyone can try starting today. So, grab a cup of tea, a glass of water, or whatever makes you feel comfortable. Sit back, and let's begin this journey together. I promise to share with you real stories, real struggles, and real lessons, and hopefully, inspire you to take those first steps with me. I want to start with a story. A moment that completely changed the way I see my life. 6 years ago, I went through a phase that I now call my sleepwalking years. I had a regular office job. It wasn't terrible. It paid the rent and let me buy a few random things. But I didn't feel like I was really living. Every day felt like a dull loop. Wake up, go to work, come home, scroll through my phone until late at night, then fall asleep feeling empty. I remember one evening, sitting on the bus home, staring out the window at the gray sky, and asking myself, is this all there is? I wasn't exactly sad, but I wasn't happy either. I was just existing. Then, one rainy Saturday afternoon, I grabbed my umbrella and went for a walk. I didn't have a destination. I just needed to get out of my tiny, suffocating apartment. I ended up wandering into a small secondhand bookstore nearby, not planning to buy anything, just looking for shelter from the rain. And on one of the shelves, I spotted an old, worn-out book about habits. The title was faded, and I don't even remember the exact name. Maybe Atomic Habits or something similar. It cost $5, and I bought it, thinking it would kill some time. That night, I sat at my kitchen table, turned on my dim desk lamp, and flipped open the book. I came across this line. Small changes, done consistently, will take you places you never expected. It hit me, not like some huge revelation, but like a quiet nudge. I decided to try something. Nothing dramatic. Just writing down 3 things I was grateful for every morning. On the first day, my list was simple. The rain stopped. I had a warm meal. This chair doesn't hurt my back. Sounds easy, right? But as I put pen to paper and wrote those words, I felt something shift. Like a gentle reminder that my life wasn't as bad as I thought. I kept doing it for a week, then a month, and slowly, I noticed a change. I complained less. I felt less stuck. That one tiny habit made me believe that if one small change could make a difference, maybe I could change even more. That was the first time I realized, you don't need to do something big to change your life. Just start small, and everything will begin to shift. So what do I want to share with you today? That you don't need to make massive changes to transform your life. You just need to start small. Do it consistently, and it will take you further than you ever expected. I know a lot of us, including my past self, tend to think that self-improvement has to be something dramatic. Like quitting your job to travel the world or waking up at 4 a.m. to work out and drink a green smoothie. But the truth is, big changes are scary, and when we're scared, we do nothing at all. I once tried that whole, live like a successful person, routine you see in online articles. Waking up at 5 a.m. Jogging, planning my entire day. The result? For 2 days, I was super motivated. By day 3, I was exhausted, overslept until 8 a.m., and spent the whole day frustrated because I felt like I had failed. I completely gave up on the plan, thinking I wasn't good enough to change. But then I realized, instead of forcing myself into something unrealistic, I should start with what actually works for me. Take waking up early. For example, instead of 5 a.m., I tried 6:30 a.m., and I put my alarm across the room, far from my bed. The first morning, I dragged myself out of bed, grumbled a little as I turned off the alarm, but since I was already up, I decided to stay up. I drank a glass of water, stretched a bit, and just sat by the window for a while. It wasn't a picture-perfect morning routine like in the movies, but I noticed my day started off lighter, without that usual sluggish feeling. And because it worked for me, I kept the habit, not because it was ideal, but because it was manageable. I want you to try something similar, not something big, just something small. Instead of setting a goal to hit the gym for an hour every day, why not just take a 10-minute walk around your block? Instead of writing a full journal entry, how about just one sentence about your day? Start small, do it consistently, and you'll see how powerful it can be. The next story I want to share is about how I learned to overcome challenges from a failure I'll never forget. When I first started working, I was assigned to present a project in front of my boss and the entire team, 20 people sitting there, staring at me. I had prepared for a whole week, filled my notebook with notes, practiced speaking in front of the mirror, and thought I was ready. But when the day came, I was shaking like a leaf. Standing in front of the screen, my voice trembled, my hands were shaking so much that I kept clicking the wrong slides. And when I reached the most important part, my mind went completely blank. The whole room fell silent. Then my boss said, "All right, just sit down." I sat down, my face burning hot, wishing I could disappear from the planet. That night, I lay in bed thinking, "That's it, I'm done, I should just quit." I imagined my colleagues laughing behind my back, my boss disappointed, and convinced myself that I would never recover from this. But the next morning, I woke up, looked in the mirror, and told myself, "No, I can't give up like this." I gathered all my courage, reopened my slides, and practiced again, this time, slowly, one sentence at a time. I asked a friend to listen, give feedback, and gradually made improvements. 2 weeks later, I asked my boss for a second chance, not because I was confident, but because I didn't want that failure to define me. This time, I did better, not perfect. Still a little nervous, but I managed to say everything I needed to say. My boss nodded and said, "That was much better this time." And then there's the matter of unlocking your potential. I really want you to believe in yourself a little more. I used to think I had zero creativity. As a kid, I couldn't even draw stick figures properly, just 2 straight lines. And my friends couldn't tell if it was a person or a tree. But a few years ago, I got tired of the same work routine, doing the same thing over and over, with nothing new. I wanted to try something different. So, I grabbed a pen and a piece of paper and started doodling every day, just 5 minutes. No pressure. At first, I drew some really weird-looking stuff, crooked smiley faces, lopsided houses. It was hilarious. But I kept going, never stopping. Over time, I started drawing things that actually made sense, a tree with leaves, a simple t-shirt design. One day, I took a picture and sent it to a friend just for fun. He said, "Hey, this could go on a t-shirt." I thought he was joking. But then I decided to clean it up a bit and put it online to sell. Surprisingly, people actually bought it, not a lot, just a few pieces, but enough to make me realize I was capable of more than I'd thought. From a few messy doodles, I made a little extra cash, but more importantly, I proved to myself that I wasn't as uncreative as I once believed. And the same goes for you. You might not be good at something right now, but just start small. Write 1 line of poetry, draw a simple circle, sing a short verse, just 5 minutes a day. I bet that after a month, you'll surprise yourself. I didn't believe it before, but now I do, and I want you to believe it too. So today, I've shared with you how small steps can take you far, from writing down 3 things you're grateful for each morning, to the rubber band trick for stopping negative thoughts, to the time I overcame a failed presentation, and even how I found a bit of creativity in my messy doodles. These aren't things I read in books or heard from someone else. These are lessons I've learned from my own messy life. From the days when I had no idea who I was or what I wanted. I'm not here to tell you to change the world. I just want you to try taking one small step. Something within your reach, and do it consistently. Maybe it's writing down one good thing about your day before bed. Or standing up for a 5-minute walk when you feel tired. Just one step, but that step will lead to the next. I used to feel lost. Used to believe I wasn't capable of anything great. But these small steps pulled me out of that hole, and I truly believe they can do the same for you. I also want to hear from you. What do you think about these small steps? If you try anything, like writing 3 things you're grateful for or using the rubber band trick, leave a comment and let me know. I read all of them, and I really want to see if it works for you. One time, I asked a friend, "Have you tried any small changes?" He said, "I stopped scrolling on my phone before bed. And I slept so much better." Just that one sentence made my whole day. So if you have a story to share, or even just a question, drop a comment, I'll reply. And who knows, it might even become the topic for the next episode. Speaking of which, I'll be back next Wednesday at exactly 8 p.m. with another story. This time about how I learned to stay calm under a pile of work deadlines when I thought I was about to lose my mind. Sounds interesting? Hit subscribe, turn on the notifications, and don't miss it. I want you to be part of this journey, not just me talking, but all of us moving forward together. Before we say goodbye, I want to add one last thing. Change isn't about running fast or making giant leaps. It's about the small steps you take every day. I used to think I had to do something big to prove myself. But then I realized, it's the little things, a single sentence. A moment to stand up. One more attempt, that brought me here. Sitting in front of this mic, talking to you. I won't promise to turn you into someone else, but I do promise to walk with you as you become a better version of yourself. Little by little. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my story today. I know it was a long one. But I hope it was worth it for you. This is Better Life Now. See you next week, bye bye.